Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. 1923 Season 2 has already set up Spencer's role in the Dutton's War for Yellowstone. Spencer Dutton, Brandon Sklenar, will have to take a major role in the battle for the Yellowstone Ranch in 1923 Season 2, and the prequel show is already setting up exactly what his job will be. 1923 Season 2 Episode 3 saw Spencer finally make some headway in his journey towards Montana, but he was sidetracked yet again. He and Luca, Andy Dispenza, hit a roadblock as they were bootlegging whiskey, and Luca was killed in a shootout with the law. Though Spencer will have an even longer journey ahead of him, 1923 at least made some progress in setting up his story once he reaches the Yellowstone. While the Yellowstone spin-off show is mostly concerned with the Dutton family, other members of the cast of 1923 also play an important role in the ranch's generational story. For instance, Zane Davis, Brian Girardi, and his family, who was taken from him due to Montana's law against interracial marriage, have played a large role in 1923 Season 2 already. While they have helped show some of the injustices common in America in the 1920s, Zane was actually important for another reason in 1923 Season 2, Episode 3. He set up Spencer's story once he gets to Montana. One of the biggest developments in 1923 Season 2, Episode 3 concerned Zane Davis. As the doctor explained, Zane needs surgery to control the bleeding in his brain, and there was no anesthesia at the ranch. Regardless of whether the surgery is successful or not, Zane is going to be out of commission for a long time, which opens the door for Spencer to take his place. Before his beating, Zane was the wagon boss for the Yellowstone in 1923, the same role Rip Wheeler, Cole Hauser, had in Yellowstone, and Spencer will likely take his place once he finally reaches Montana. If Spencer does end up taking Zane's place as the Yellowstone's wagon boss, it could work perfectly for the Dutton's war against Donald Whitfield, Timothy Dalton, and Banner Creighton, Jerome Flynn. As a wagon boss, Spencer will be able to essentially patrol the entire ranch, and his experience with warfare and big game hunting will make him extremely dangerous to anyone who tries to attack. The position would also give him command of all the other cowboys employed by the Duttons, so Spencer will have a small army of hired guns that he can ride into battle with. Spencer becoming the Yellowstone's wagon boss could also give him the experience he needs to run the ranch one day, and that day may come sooner than expected. 1923 has already shown that winter is taking no survivors, and there's a very good chance that members of the Dutton family could die in the war between them and Whitfield. If Jacob, for example, dies in 1923 Season 2, Spencer would inherit the Yellowstone Ranch, as he's the only surviving child of Jacob, Tim McGraw, and Margaret Dutton, Faith Hill. Jack, Darren Mann, is technically his nephew, and would likely run the ranch after Spencer's death. The Dutton family tree is a big reason why Spencer may run the Yellowstone by the end of 1923 Season 2, but the prequel show has also paved the way for it as well. At the start of 1923, Spencer was running from his PTSD and avoiding his responsibilities in Africa. Now, however, Spencer is traveling across the world to save his family, and he may be much more willing to accept the responsibility of running the ranch. Plus, he and Alexandra, Julia Schlapfer, will have a child to raise, which may be yet another reason Spencer will settle down in 1923 Season 2. When 1923 debuted as a continuation of the Dutton saga in Taylor Sheridan's ever-expanding Yellowstone universe, it introduced a rich tapestry of characters facing overwhelming challenges. Among them, Spencer Dutton quickly emerged as one of the most compelling figures, a hardened yet noble warrior forged in the fires of World War I, now on a journey that will ultimately define his family's destiny. Season 1 left Spencer stranded in a desperate situation, but the setup for Season 2 makes it clear his return to Montana is inevitable, and when he gets there, he will be at the heart of the Duttons' war for Yellowstone. Spencer, the Dutton family's reluctant warrior. Spencer Dutton is a man shaped by war and haunted by its ghosts. Unlike his brother John, who has taken on the role of the responsible rancher, Spencer has spent years away from home, hunting dangerous game in Africa. His self-imposed exile reflects his deep scars from the Great War, but as Season 1 unfolds, it becomes increasingly clear that Spencer is the one truly equipped to handle the challenges that lie ahead. The battlefield may have changed from Europe to Montana, but Spencer's experience as a soldier and survivalist will be essential in the coming conflict. The Duttons struggle against outside forces. Throughout 1923 Season 1, the Duttons found themselves besieged on multiple fronts. The greedy tycoon Donald Whitfield seeks to wrest control of the Yellowstone Ranch through financial and legal means, while Banner Creighton and his band of sheepherders escalate their feud into full-blown violence. Meanwhile, the influence of corrupt politicians and ruthless industrialists looms large, threatening to dismantle the Duttons' way of life. In this war for Yellowstone, brute force alone will not be enough. Strategy, resilience, and an indomitable spirit will be required. Spencer, having faced life-or-death situations time and again, embodies all of these qualities. His return to Montana is not just a personal homecoming. It is a rallying cry for the family's survival. The journey back, trials that forge a leader. Season 1 concluded with Spencer and his new wife, Alexandra, separated due to an unfortunate series of events at sea. Stranded and desperate, Spencer's journey back to America has already been set up as an arduous one. He will have to navigate not just physical obstacles, but also legal and bureaucratic ones to return home. However, this journey is more than just a means of getting back to Montana. It is a crucible that will refine him into the leader the Duttons need. Along the way, he may encounter new allies, test his own resolve, and perhaps even gain a new perspective on the fight awaiting him. Every hardship he endures will only make him more formidable when he finally sets foot on Yellowstone soil again. Spencer's military expertise, a game changer for the Duttons. One of the most critical aspects of Spencer's return is his military training and combat experience. The enemies the Duttons face are not merely land-hungry opportunists. They are cunning and resourceful, willing to use any means necessary to take what they want. Spencer, having survived one of history's most brutal wars, understands the value of both tactics and sheer willpower. His wartime experience means he is not only skilled in direct combat, but also in strategy, ambush tactics, and psychological warfare. Unlike his brother John, or even his uncle Jacob, Spencer knows how to fight a war, not just a battle. He will bring a level of tactical sophistication to the Duttons' fight that could turn the tide in their favor. The emotional weight of Spencer's return. Beyond the tactical advantages, Spencer's return carries immense emotional weight for the Dutton family. Cara Dutton, the matriarch who has been the glue holding the family together, has pinned her hopes on Spencer as the one who can save them all. His absence has left a void, and his return will likely be a moment of catharsis and renewed strength for the family. Moreover, his reunion with his brother John and the others will be bittersweet. They are no longer the boys who grew up together on the ranch. Each has been shaped by their own trials, and their dynamic will have changed. The challenge will not only be in fighting external threats, but also in navigating the internal struggles that come with returning to a place that may no longer feel like home. The climax of the conflict, Spencer's role in the final battle. As 1923 moves toward its climax, it is clear that a final showdown is inevitable. Whitfield and Creighton will not back down, and the Duttons will have to make a stand if they wish to hold on to their land. Spencer, now battle-hardened both in war and in life, will undoubtedly be at the forefront of this confrontation.